everyone. All right, so I'm going to give you an example of the titration calculations for our titration lab. So our sodium hydroxide, we've got it here. When I measured it, I measured 12.49 milliliters. If yours is a little bit different, it's totally fine. And the molarity of our sodium hydroxide is 0.200 moles per liter. So what I'm trying to figure out here is I'm trying to figure out what my molarity of the HCl solution that I have is. That is the whole point of this titration lab. So the biggest thing about titrations that you need to remember is that we have a 1-to-1 ratio here between our sodium hydroxide and our HCl. So that means that however many moles of sodium hydroxide I used, that is how many moles of hydrochloric acid I used. Okay, so that is going to be like our grounding. So I'm going to start with the information that I do have. I'm going to start with the amount of milliliters I used of NaOH. So 12.49 milliliters NaOH. And I'm going to convert that to moles. And because my molarity, my other value here, is in moles per liter, I've got to change this milliliters to liters. So I'm going to use my stoichiometry, and I know that there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So my milliliters will now cancel, and I've got liters. And my next step is I am going to use my molarity, moles per liter, to figure out how many moles is in 12.49 milliliters of this NaOH. So I know it's moles per liter. My liters are going to cancel, so I just have moles left, and I'm just going to plug in this value. So 0.200 moles per liter. And when I plug that into a calculator, I got 0.00248 moles of NaOH. That's how many moles I used. And because we're doing a titration, we know that if we have this many moles of the titrate, we have that many moles of our hydrochloric acid. So I'm going to use this and how much hydrochloric acid we put through the pipette into the Erlenmeyer flask to figure out the molarity of the hydrochloric acid. So we're going to start with moles, our known value, we just calculated this, 0.02498. That is how many moles we have of hydrochloric acid. And I am going to divide that by how many milliliters I used of hydrochloric acid. So I used 20.61 milliliters HCl. And if you use something different, that's totally fine. And we know that our molarity, it needs to be in moles per liters, not moles per milliliters. So we're just going to get rid of that milliliters and switch it. So we know that there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. And when I plug this calculation into my calculator, I get 0.121 moles per liter of HCl. So that is my molarity of HCl. So you're going to do this for all 3 of your trials. If you get stuck, send me an email. I'm happy to help you. We can work on it in office hours. All right, good luck.